I Got a Cheat Skill in Another World and Became Unrivaled in the Real World 2 is an adaptation of a light novel written by Miku and is animated by Millie Pinsey. This isekai series follows the life of Yuya Tenjo, a teenager who has spent his entire life being mistreated and looked down upon by his peers and members of his family. No one except his grandfather really cared about him. Just when he feels like life will never get better for him, Yuya stumbles upon a door to another world in the house his grandfather left him. Once he walks through the door, Yuya soon learns that he's inherited the land and items that previously belonged to a powerful sage. After an unexpected transformation due to his time in the other world, Yuya begins his freshman year of high school. This premiere was basically just set up for the protagonist and the game-like world that he accidentally discovers. While not the most amazing start to an isekai series, I thought it was a decent first episode that at least establishes Yuya as a sympathetic character. It begins with Yuya trying to help out a girl being harassed by some guys that beat him up for interfering. Through flashbacks and the short scenes of him at school, we're shown how cruel people were to him because of his unsightly appearance. I thought the scene where he tries to escape from the bullies after his graduation was good, as it showed how relentless they were with their abuse. This was one of the many times where the studio switched to a first-person perspective. We're put in his shoes briefly as he desperately tries to escape his tormentors and get to work. Unfortunately, the parts of the episode that took place in the other world weren't particularly interesting or engaging. Yuya effortlessly killed some super strong monsters using a very powerful weapon and leveled up extremely fast. He obtained a lot of titles and unlocked a bunch of skills without really doing anything. To be honest, if this show didn't have the world crossing gimmick, this would likely be a very generic isekai anime with an overpowered main character. Worlds with RPG mechanics where you level up and gain skills isn't anything new to the genre. The only unique things about that world so far is the door leading back to Yuya's world and the asset conversion function. Before leaving the other world, Yuya can convert the items he obtained from defeating monsters into cash. It will be interesting to see how Yuya uses what he gains in the other world to lead a better life. It's never explained why his body changed when he went back home the first time, though I assume that was just due to him leveling up and applying points to his stats. Dude just woke up the next morning with abs. Also, something that didn't quite make sense is the post-credit scene where the girl Yuya tried to help showed up at the school. How was she able to recognize him now that he looks completely different? Even his classmates didn't know who he was at first. Anyway, Millie Pinsey has done a decent job on the presentation for this episode. The animation was fine apart from the janky running animation for the thugs that escaped when the cops came after they beat up Yuya. The few action scenes in this episode are very short and nothing impressive in terms of how they play out, especially since Yuya stands in one spot inside the safety of the barrier surrounding his otherworldly home. Hopefully the studio can deliver some great fight scenes going forward though. All in all, I Got a Cheat Skill in Another World didn't have the most impactful first outing. The stuff dealing with Yuya's personal life was solid, but the otherworld parts felt very by the numbers to me. Hopefully next week's episode will be much better now that the main character and the other world have been set up. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comment section below, and as always, thank you guys for watching. I'm out of here. Peace.